Amber Canoy here for Everyday Kentucky, once again with Vanessa, Vale, Womack, and Richard Rogers. Last time we had us a good old time talking about all that
fun title things,
Yeah, and insurance and all that stuff. We're still talking about titles now, though.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, one thing a lot of people don't understand is when you go to sell property, or even when you're on the buy side, that they're doing title searches. And so I always tell my sellers when we're doing listing paperwork that they're going to do a title search on the property. Make sure about liens, judgments, anything like that. Even medical judgments that are tied to the property. So Richard can kind of dive in and tell a bit more about things that he's seen on the title side.
You know, a lot of people, what's a title search? Well, it's literally an open book. We go and search the public records, and no matter how competent an abstractor, which is who goes and runs title, is, there are still things that get missed. You've had improper recordings, you've had misdeeds, you've had ownership interest that, you know, just wasn't even considered or known about. So when we get a title order from a realtor or a lender, depending if it's cash or mortgage, we go down to the local courthouse, whatever county the property is located in, and we search public records. That shows us that chain of title. We usually, the standard in our industry is to go back 30 years in that chain of ownership. If it's residential, if it's commercial, we do 60. Anything can come up and anything can be missed. So the importance, you know, and we run buyer names, like a buyer lien can come up and potentially attach at closing. Yeah, so it's just good to have both sides protected. We have an open book of what is in that public record, but there's a lot of things that we don't know about.
Until you do the search. And that's why it's so important, if you are a consumer, either you're buying or selling, to be upfront and say, hey, this happened, can you all check on this? Because it's better for us to do that up front versus waiting a couple days before closing and everything blows up. And that's why it's really important to talk to the title company also about owner's title insurance and protect them afterwards.
All right. I know people probably have questions. This isn't something that people just sit around their dinner table and have a conversation.
They don't, yeah.
Unless you're like us.
Exactly. And then I need better topics, obviously. Yeah.
I think it's great because it's not something that people are like, oh, well, duh. Like, they just don't think about it because it's buying property and businesses, and it just doesn't happen all the time. So if they have questions for you?
besttitle.com. We're right here in Lexington. We're now in 4 states, Ohio, West Virginia, Kentucky, and Virginia. So, yeah, we're here.
VanessaVale.com.